Hey Fernando, we meet again. How are you today?
I'm great. How are you?
Can't complain today. It's been a good day, very good day. How are you? How are you feeling today?
I'm good. I'm a little tired. My dog woke up early this morning and decided that it was time for me to wake up too when I went to bed later than I probably should have last night. So
That's awesome.
tired.
That's awesome. Oh man, I'm sorry to hear that though. I'm sorry. What kind of dog do you have?
It's an Australian Shepherd.
Oh, nice, nice, beautiful. How old is he or she?
She is 5 years old, five and a
Oh
half
wow.
old, which makes me very sad.
Ah,
Got her when she was only 2 months old, so or
yeah.
4 months old. Yeah.
I totally understand. Oh, okay. So, like I mentioned last week, we're going to try to uh, implement a mood check every every session, and we're going to start there today. And today's when like I said, I want to, or I try my best to make it look different each week. So this week I was thinking, are you listen to music? Are you a fan of music?
I am.
Okay, awesome. All right, well, I'm going to challenge you. I'm going to ask you if you were to describe your mood this last week or this past week to um a title of a song or a song just in general, what song would that be to describe your mood for the past week?
Interesting. Um, you listen to the Beatles?
I've listened to them before.
They have a song called "I'm So Tired." We can
I'm
go with
so tired.
that. Yeah, we talked about, starting that new job, and they've had me doing a lot of training from home, and I don't have a desk really. I guess we have one, but my partner uses it for work because she works from home. So I'm literally just in bed all day on my computer, and then once I'm off of work, I gotta do homework, and then I'm in the bed on the computer. So yeah, I'm just tired. I don't. It's funny being immobile makes you tired.
Yeah, that
It's
is
like a
funny.
different kind of tired than like when you're running around all day, but you're still
Yeah,
tired. So
I
yeah,
I certainly can relate to that. I certainly can. But I can totally understand why you're tired. It seems like you're always on the move. It sounds like your life has been work, and then it's been school, then it's your personal relationships. Um that's why I mentioned, probably, I'm not sure if I mentioned it last session, but taking that time to um be present and you know I guess not do anything in that moment is pretty important. Have you found any time to do that, or take some time for yourself, keep some time for yourself?
I do at night. I would say about an hour or two before bed. I like playing video games. I feel like it's a way for me to decompress from the day. Something I look forward to. And my partner's pretty cool about it. So it's something we actually kind of do together at this point.
Uh,
So it becomes a way for me to spend time with her and also fulfill something that I feel like I need. So yeah, I try to make time for that almost every night. It's not always possible, just because of my workload with school and different assignments and group projects. So, but yeah, I have found some time, and even though I am tired, I feel like stress wise, I'm doing good. Um, I'm not as anxious as I was right now about the job. I'm kind of just ready to dive in, so I'm doing pretty well.
awesome, awesome. I'm very happy to hear that. Very. How's school going?
It's going well. Like I said, it's a lot of work, so it's can be challenging to balance work and school and personal time. But we are almost done with the semester, and I'm ready for summer to be over.
Amazing, amazing.
Yeah,
Awesome, awesome. I know you're extremely happy about that.
yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm glad to hear that. Although you are tired, and that's, like I said, I'm sorry to hear that. Um, it seems like you're in a nice space, a nice space. I can see it in your face. I can see it that you're in a good space, and I love that. So we're going to we just uh executed the mood check. We're going to check on. We're going to visit the homework I assigned you last week. Um, and then we're going to let me see. I have an activity for you if time permits, of course. Um, I feel like that's going to be our session. How does that sound?
Sounds good.
Okay. Well, last session I gave you an assignment to do whenever you had the opportunity. Were you able to do your homework?
Yes, I was.
Okay, awesome. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. First of all, what did you think of the assignment? Was it helpful?
Yeah, I found it helpful. I found that, when I would feel anxious about work, the thoughts that crossed my mind were kind of just like, um, most recently, to do this job, you got to get drug tested, you got to get your vaccine records, you have to get blood drawn. I believe they test you for immunity to different diseases like chickenpox. I was born in '91, so I don't think the chickenpox vaccine became available until like '96 or '95. Regardless, whenever it was that it was available, I had already had chickenpox at that point. So part of what they do is they take your blood and then because you have no vaccination record against chickenpox, even though you say you've had it, they need to actually know, they need to be sure that you are immune to it. Anyways, the point of this whole thing is that I don't like getting my blood drawn. I don't like needles. And when I was a kid, I had some vaccines in middle school, and I don't know, when I was done, I was leaving and I like almost passed out. And ever since then, it's never happened again. But ever since then, anytime anyone sticks a needle in me, I get anxious. Um, I can sometimes have a panic attack. I didn't this time, but I get really anxious. Heartbeat starts going. I'm all sweaty, and it's worse now because we have to wear masks, and I feel like I can't breathe, even though I know that's not true. So my whole thought that whole morning, I was so anxious, and I wrote down and I kind of thought about it, and I'm like, what is it you're so anxious about? And as I started looking through my thoughts, it's like, well, I can't dispute. I have trouble disputing the thoughts with the facts, the bad thoughts, because I start rationalizing them. I start thinking, my whole worry was this is a job to evaluate that I'm of health and of sound mind. If I go in there and I start freaking out because they're gonna stick me with a needle, they're gonna be like, "Yo, this dude's not cut out to work in the hospital." I know I am because no one's gonna be sticking needles in me. We're gonna be going in other people. But I was just like, man, I don't want to embarrass myself and then not get the job. So I got there and I let the person know, like, hey, just to let you know, I'm not a big fan of needles, so I got this drink with me. I brought some coconut water with me. Once I'm done, if you could just pass me my juice, I would like to just sit here for a little bit and drink my juice. I didn't make it a big deal, and she didn't either, and that was it. So I mean, I felt anxious, very anxious on the inside, but it wasn't as bad as I thought it was gonna be, as per usual with anxiety. But it passed, and that was that. And now I'm gonna start my job. So when I looked over the notes, like I said, I kind of was just thinking about the embarrassment, the fear of losing the opportunity of the job. Those were kind of the thoughts that were going on.
Okay. Well, first and foremost, thank you for sharing that. I really appreciate that. I know that, you know, asking for someone's thoughts, it's very, personal. It's personal. So, I appreciate that vulnerability. Um, Honestly, I feel like I wish I'm still going to share the exercise with you, but it seems like you have a great understanding of, the point of uh these exercises, you know. Um you For one, I can totally understand why have that thought of like needles and stuff. That's totally common. Um, but by you breaking it down as far as to the point where why am I worried about that? Why am I worried about uh losing the job you just got, or why are you worried about, you know, the stick of the needle, or just any of that. Why? That's an important question to ask, and I feel like by you breaking that down, and getting to the the core, you you understand that, hey, maybe you shouldn't. It's really something nothing, or it's really nothing to be too concerned about, because it's usually never as big or as serious as we first, recognize it as, So I want to commend you for that first and foremost. Like, it seems like the activity, um, it was very helpful to you. Um, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
the activity was helpful, and I don't know everything. I just know when you gave me the assignment, I was kind of curious. You brought up CBT before, and I was just curious on the different things I could do with the journaling. So I kind of just did some online Googling, and
So
just really wanted to make the most of the homework. So, um, yeah, thank you for the suggestion. And yeah, I was able to apply those things only because of the information that you've gone over with me. So thank you.
you're absolutely welcome. And that's all it was a suggestion. I want you to recognize yourself for taking that initiative, and, looking into that, taking it seriously, because I feel like that's probably the most important part of this relationship. You taking that part. Yes, I'm here to help, but it's you. It's your responsibility to take on that, challenge yourself to that point. And I want to commend you for that, because that's great work. Great work.
Thank you.
Let me see. No problem. No problem at all. So we can move on to the assignment. I emailed it to you earlier. I'm not sure if you've seen it. But basically, like I mentioned earlier, it's basically in regard to core beliefs. Are you familiar with core belief? Well, you are familiar with core beliefs to an extent. Probably not. I don't know if you are formally, but you have the idea of what a core belief is.
Yeah, I might have an idea, but I might not know that I even know it. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So, yeah,
Yeah.
you can tell me more about that.
Okay. Well, a core belief is, to sum it up in like a nutshell, it's an all or nothing statement that you feel about yourself, or the world, or other people. So it takes a while to get to that core belief. Is usually are not aware of your core belief. It's something that it forms. It it's it kind of it's a area where you won't recognize it until you're familiar with the assumptions that you make, um off of the events or the interactions that you have in everyday life. And those come from your automatic thoughts, in which you recorded, um since the last time I spoke with you. But yeah, the activity that I wanted to share with you is called the downward arrow technique. And basically, you will take one of your thoughts, right? And you will take that, and then you will basically question it. For example, let's say someone random. Let's say, what's your partner's name?
Noemi.
Noemi. Okay, so you'll say something like, you'll jot down or record, I don't think Noemi likes me, right? And then you will question that thought. If that is, you would question yourself and ask, if this is true, what does that mean about me, right? And then from there, you will take that, and let's say, for example, if you break that down and you say, whenever I get close to Noemi, she ends up disliking me, or something to that extent. And basically you would take your thought and you will break it down just like you said you the process that you took when you started recording your thoughts. You would break it down until you're to that point where you unraveled all the layers and you got to that root. You got to why you feel the way you feel, and that's your core belief. And like I said, it seems like you have a great understanding, a vast understanding of that to an extent, whether you are aware of that or not, which is awesome. So I'm going to task you again. I'm going to give you another homework assignment as far as that, very similar to what you were doing, but just a little more extensive. Where let's say you chime to what the the most concerning thought that you had within the last few days, right? And you take that, and I want you to break that down, question, challenge that thought, and challenge it until you get to that thought, you get to the core. And then next week we can probably revisit that again if that's okay with you. And yeah.
No, yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, that sounds good. I start my job Saturday, so I'm sure I will have plenty of moments to, anytime I do anything new, like we said, we talked before, I get anxious. So I'm sure the day before and night before, morning up, I'll probably be a little stressed, and my first day might be a little stressful. So I think this will be a good assignment for me to kind of evaluate those feelings and the core belief that's driving them.
Okay. Awesome. Awesome. That sounds good. I'm excited for that. So our session is coming to an end, so let's wrap it up. We started with the mood check. You expressed to me that you're tired, but you're good. You're in a good space. And we visited how work is going, how school is going. You're in a good spaces that in that area as well. We visited your homework assignment from last session where you recorded some thoughts and then you took it upon yourself, which I'm super proud of you for doing. You took your thought, you basically peeled back all the layers until you ultimately got to the core belief in which we were going to uh, do an assignment. But you're way ahead of me, and I love that, and I appreciate that so much. Um, so we're going to end it there. I just wanted to ask you though if you had any questions for me or any feedback.
No, not at this time.
Okay, awesome. Well, it's been an absolute pleasure, Fernando. I'm looking forward to next session. If you need me anytime before then, you know how to reach me.
All right, thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Have an awesome day.
You too.